And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Ravens offense taking the field for the first time. They'll be led out by a young man who's making a name for himself, their rookie quarterback.
You just hope throughout your career, Mike, that you're not on the wrong end of too many games like last week. So many games in the NFL come down to one score. They're very close. And every once in a while, there are multiple score games where you just can't seem to keep it close. They've got to do a better job keeping pace early, get off to a faster start. They want to have a chance. Come the fourth quarter, this thing...
Keaton Mitchell! And they won't catch him. He'll go all the way. 73 yards. Touchdown, Baltimore. Well, fireworks right out of the gate here, Greg. It only takes 2 plays to put 6 on the board, and they do it with a big touchdown.
Mike, each week when we talk to teams, they emphasize how important it is to get off to a fast start. Well, this team, they took it to a new level. Second play of the game, big touchdown, they strike first.
7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. From the 6, here comes a return. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Buffalo offense set to go to work for the first time. And taking the snaps, quarterback now in his 3rd year in the league.
So you take a look at last week's game, Mike, and you certainly wouldn't say that he played poorly. I mean, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. That's a clean slate. But when you talk to his coaches, they said they haven't seen him this motivated to bounce back after a loss in his entire career. So he's had a great week of practice. He's really challenging the guys around him to elevate their standard. And if it's any indication of how today is going to go, I think we're in for a treat.
They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down.
That's a gain of 4.
He'll drop to throw. This one complete to Palmer. A gain there of 10 yards. First down, Buffalo.
And the Bills, first down. First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
These 3rd down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on 3rd down.
19 more on that one, and another first down.
First down. First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
On the bootleg, he'll look to throw. That's taken in. It's James Cook. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
A 3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
A gain of 10 yards.
Tremble comes in motion.
Another Bills. First down.
They'll try to get the running game going. His first carry. And he takes a really good lick in the backfield. They were all over him defensively for that run.
Looked like that might have been a RPO, a run-pass option. The quarterback has the ability to put the ball in the belly of the running back or pull it on the pass. Looked like we might have been better off pulling that one because he handed it off and there was nowhere for the running back to go.
A tough spot. 3rd and long.
3rd and 11.
They'll look to throw. Pass complete, right side to Kincaid. And a good job here defensively. They did not let him get away. He's well short of the first down mark.
Tyler Bass for the Bills field goal. A 39-yard attempt.
Pass's kick is good. And the Bills are on the board. It's 7-3.
And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. The Ravens offense and running back Keaton Mitchell set to go once more. As we take a look at the league leaders in receiving touchdowns, he tops all other NFL running backs to this point in the season. The drive will begin with a run by Mitchell. He did a nice job skipping away from one tackle, then going forward, gain of 5. Will be second down.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
Working out of the shotgun, it is McCarthy. That one out of the reach of the receiver's outstretched arms. It is incomplete. Backfield empty. 5 receivers in the formation for 3rd down and 5. From the shotgun, it's a throw, and the rush gets home. He'll go down. They got him.
With the right personnel, the safety position is like the ultimate chess piece, right? You can put him in center field to play pass. You can bring him up and make him a pseudo linebacker, but you also can bring him on pressure, Mike, and that's what this guy does so well. The timing and the speed, he got there in a hurry.
And that's a nice job of getting to him, making sure that return was not going anywhere. The Bills' offense about ready to get going. On their second possession, they'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. Tremble comes in motion. Right away, they'll set up to throw. He'll step up and run.
Initially, Mike, a really good job by the defense. Nowhere to go with the ball for this quarterback. He's forced to pull it down and turn into a runner. A little slow reaction, and he's able to actually pick up a pretty good game.
Now, faking the give. Rolling right. There he goes again. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. Good job breaking the pocket and going for 14 yards, and most importantly, a 1st down. Throwing now on 1st and 10. A very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete. 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10.
He'll look to throw. That's to the left side where he's got Kincaid. And they're going to get this ball down to the 20-yard line. It's been a busy 1st quarter for him so far. His 3rd catch goes for a 1st down.
So the athleticism of this tight end is pretty well documented, Mike. I mean, he can pick up yards after the catch. It's just such a rare trait for tight ends. So it's the size, it's the speed, it's the matchup problem. And we got a glimpse of all of it right here. Trying to catch the defense off guard with this designed quarterback run. Doesn't go down for a sack, but either way, defense was ready for it, able to bring the quarterback down for a loss.
The 2nd down throw is incomplete. 3rd and long.
Incomplete. It's now 3rd down and 14.
Now they'll set him to throw. Here's a shot toward the end zone. That one incomplete. Coverage outstanding there. Able to jar the ball free in a big spot. And now it is 4th down.
And this passing game continues to come up short these last couple plays. That's 2 consecutive incompletions in a row. Now they're staring 4th down right in the face.
He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Bills are back within 1. It's 7-6.
So anytime an offense comes off the field after settling for 3, you always have to take the good with the bad. In order to get down there in field goal range, you had to do something positive to move the ball. But at the same time, how are we going to be able to finish these drives and convert for 6 the next time we get down there?
The Ravens offense and running back Keaton Mitchell set to go once more. And he has made his presence felt in the ground game already in this 1st quarter. And it might very well lean on him the next 3 quarters, too. They'll start this on the ground with Mitchell. He'll take this forward for about a yard at best. Dorian Williams in to make the play.
So everything this defense talks about, Mike, is creating negative plays. It's one of the best run defenses in football. Everything is about suffocating you at the line of scrimmage, make you work for everything you get.
And a nice run there as he surges forward, a gain of 8, and sets up third down.
It's a gain of 9.
They'll run the sneak, and he will have the Ravens first down. Able to convert, albeit not by much, but they get it on 3rd and a yard.
First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Here's a first carry for their running back, and not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one. So, from 37, here's 2nd and 9. On 2nd down, a run with Mitchell. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield. It's a pickup of 12. First down, Baltimore.
A gain of 12.
Another run here with Mitchell. Crazy. A terrific run there, all the way down to the 30-yard line. They get 21 on that one. Good for a Ravens first down.
First and 10 at the 30-yard line.
We had a feeling coming into the game that they were going to get this guy plenty of touches, and you can see from this early success why. The defense is going to have to make some adjustments here because they have had no answers thus far.
And he just about did a little pirouette there, spinning and turning for a pickup of 5.
It's a pickup of 6.
Now a handoff, running right. Trying to find some place to go, but nothing developing. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 1. So they'll talk over what to do on this 3rd down play as we have hit the end of the first quarter. It's the Ravens out front. And EA Sports NFL Sunday returns after this. 3rd and 5. Raven football, quarter number 2 begins as they come up to face 3rd and 5. This one just too far for the receiver out in front of him. That one falls incomplete. The Ravens turn things over to their field goal unit. Officially, this will be a 43-yarder. Good snap. Good hold. Good kick. And the Ravens extend their lead to 10-6.
And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. So now here comes the Buffalo offense heading back out onto the field. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. In trouble, and down he goes. That is Christian Barmore getting in there to bring him down. His first sack of the season.
This is what you don't want to see out of your quarterback. As that pocket starts to collapse, the good ones, they can keep their eyes downfield and feel the rush. They don't need to see the rush. Here, his eyes go down. He starts moving around the pocket. Nowhere to go with the ball, and they bring him down for a sack. There's very few defenses in today's NFL, Mike, that you can play the cornerback position and be unwilling to tackle. Those days are kind of over, so give credit to this guy. I mean, he identified run, he understood his leverage and gap fit, and he's able to bring him down for no gain.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10.
That's good for a Bills first down.
A run with front. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
You want to see linebackers play downhill, Mike, meaning there's not a lot of side-to-side pursuit. They're attacking the line of scrimmage, attacking the ball carrier. That's exactly what we saw out of this guy here. He's able to make the stop at the line of scrimmage and keep it to no gain.
Now he'll run it.
And this is one of the cases, Mike, where defenders, they get their eyes in the wrong spot. They call it eye discipline. He catches them looking elsewhere. It allows him to get upfield and make this 3rd down a lot more manageable.
And that is incomplete.
But here we find the best laid plans sometimes do go astray. Every offense, Mike, what do they tell us? We want to stay ahead of the chains. We want to stay on schedule. This was a third and very reasonable. Incomplete on that third down try. Now brings up 4th and short.
And a fair catch is taken. It is just inside the 20-yard line. The Ravens offense and running back Keaton Mitchell set to go once more. And he's been a tough man to stop in this first half, putting up some big numbers already. And remember, we haven't even reached halftime yet. Flowers with the catch. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
I had a defender draped all over him. Incomplete. Good work to body him up and set up a 3rd down. Setting up to throw is McCarthy. Trying to set up the screen for Mitchell. He's looking for room on the edge, but could not find any. They track him down behind the line, and it's 4th down.
Even though they gave up that last completion, Mike, that's a really good drive there for this defense. I mean, from the beginning, on those early downs, keeping them from staying ahead of the chains, put them in a tough 3rd down situation, and now it brings up 4th down, and looks like they're going to get off the field.
And it'll be brought down, short return, and they'll take over there. The Bills offense ready to take over possession of the football. They'll have very good starting field position as they set up past the 40. They'll start on the ground with Cook. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
Nice job by the running back making the first guy miss, but it's the pursuit by the entire defense. Even though he doesn't get him down on his first try, the rest of his guys are all rallying to the ball, and they bring him down for a short gain.
And they'll work this close to a 1st down, maybe just a tad short.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 3rd and 1.
They'll let the fullback try to push the pot. Oh, he's trying to use the big frame to push forward, but I don't think he's going to get there. He's held up at the line of scrimmage, and now it's 4th down.
So it's a pretty manageable 3rd down, so they really have the option to run or pass, so they decide to keep the ball on the ground, which I don't mind as long as you've made the decision already that you're willing to use 4th down to pick up the rest of the yards. If not, I think that's a big mistake. You know, Mike, you could almost just look down in the huddle and the players are looking at the sideline like, Coach, isn't the punt team going to come out? And the coach was having none of it. He says, no, you're staying on the field. We're being aggressive all day long, and we're going to go pick up this 1st down.
The Ravens offense and running back Keaton Mitchell set to go once more. And they've used him quite a bit in the passing game. Take a look at the NFL leaders in receiving yards for running backs, and he's right there among the best in the league. They'll run. It's out of the gun, and it's Mitchell. And a very elusive run there. He winds up gaining about 9 yards.
10 yards.
Throwing on 2nd down is McCarthy. Down the field, it's caught on that left sideline. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
A gain of 18.
A handoff as they try to run it here. And he shows off those strong legs running through one tackle. Give him a gain of 8.
He was brought down at the 10-yard line. It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd.
On the ground, here's Mitchell. And the Ravens are going to have 1st and goal, trying to finish off this drive with a touchdown.
It just seems like every time this guy touches the ball, he makes something happen, and not all of his runs are always going to be positive. He's kind of one of those guys that's going to get a 0, a 1, a 2.
And he will take this one across into the end zone. Keaton Mitchell, touchdown Ravens. That is 2nd touchdown of the game. This one number 7 on the year. What a standout performance early on in this one. That his 2nd rushing touchdown of the game.
And some backs, Mike, they just have a sense of finding the end zone and being able to finish off these runs. That's exactly what this guy has been able to do today, and we're just getting started.
Kick is good. Makes the score. Ravens 17. Bills 6.
The kickoff team is out on the field. And And we're back to it as the kick's away. They're trying to pin him deep. They'll take this from the 3. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over. The Bills offense make their way out to take over once more. They'll begin with 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Cook to start this drive. Now Cook loses the football. And the Ravens have come up with the football.
Something these running back coaches preach all the time, Mike, is you can't sacrifice the ball for additional yardage, and I think we had a case of that going here. I love the effort. I love the fight, but it can't come at the expense of the ball. Everything in football is about protecting the ball itself, and in this case, just a little bit too loose with it. They're able to pop it loose, and that's a big turnover.
On 1st down, right back to Mitchell. Finding room to the 20. Now they are in business inside the 15-yard line. On 1st down, here's McCarthy. And he's in. Chase Flowers. Touchdown, Baltimore. That his 2nd TD catch of the season. Greg, they take advantage of the good field position and move it downfield for the score.
When you take the field as an offense, there's a little added confidence boost, Mike, when you see yourself this close to the end zone. You get into the huddle, you're anxious to see what the next couple plays are. They're able to take advantage and end up punching it in.
Makes the score Ravens 24, Bills 6.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. He'll start at the 4. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. James Cook and the rest of this Buffalo offense head back out. They'll try to get this a bit more respectable before the break. It has not been their half to this point. Let's see what they do on this drive. 1st down now. They put Wilson in motion. He'll step up and run this. And he'll work forward for about 4. It's 2nd down.
And these are body blows on any defense. This quarterback has the ability to make guys miss and do a lot of damage in the run game. And that's a nice pickup there.
A throw left side there, not going to find the target. Incomplete.
Incomplete. Brings up 3rd and 5.
On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. He'll air one out for Palmer. And that is incomplete. Joshua Palmer was the intended receiver. And that'll set up 4th down. Here's their punter now. They'll be looking for something a little better than that first effort, which he shanked. And we will not see a return on this one, as it will be marked down.
At their own 27-yard line.
On the give, it's Mitchell. And not much there. Good defense. Held to no gain. Lost 1 on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11.
At the 27-yard line.
They'll go again with Mitchell. And that won't get a whole lot. Maybe a yard, but that's it.
It's a gain of a yard.
2 minutes remain here in this 1st half. Greg and I back in Buffalo after this. 3rd down and 9. From the gun, here's McCarthy. He'll look for Flowers downfield. And that is incomplete. Contact occurred just as the ball was arriving. There are no flags. It's 4th down. Here's the punter now, as he's on to punt for Baltimore. And that is good coverage by the punt team as they meet him and bring him down. The Bills offense ready to see what they can do with this next possession. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete. We'll try again. It's second and 10.
35-yard line.
Back to throw. Now he's just going to pitch this one forward.
Well, let's give some credit to the big boys up front in the trenches. They knew that blitz was coming. They held up just long enough that the quarterback could get that ball out safely and results in a completion.
That one is batted away. Incomplete. No separation that time. Tightly defended. It brings up fourth down. On comes the punter now, as he's on to punt for Buffalo. And he's going to be brought down after a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football. The Ravens offense and running back Keaton Mitchell set to go once more. They'll begin with terrific starting field position. It gets going with first and 10. The drive will begin with a run by Mitchell. And he's going to be brought down, but not until he gets inside the 35. Can't ask for much more. 22 yards on the first play of the drive.
Let's hop in. Our trip around the NFL starts now with a
very one-sided first half of action. Will we get a turnaround? Let's find out. The third quarter is underway. This is fielded inside the 5. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. And that's where the offense will take over. The Bills' offense ready to get going again. They'll have it first in this third quarter. They find themselves down 3 touchdowns here. Need to flip the script in a hurry. And they'll start it here on first down.
A gain of 10 yards.
He'll drop to throw. That's to Kincaid once again. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
13 yards on the play.
They'll look to throw here on first down. He'll step up and run. They get an even 20 on that one. Good for a Bills first down.
Bills, first down. First and 10 at the 33-yard line.
And he just continues to show the ability to extend drives with his legs. It's not something people immediately bring up when they talk about him, Mike, but as we've seen, he's more than capable of making something happen whenever the opportunity presents itself.
James Cook, 8 yards on the pickup, brings up second and 2.
A run up the middle with Cook. He's taken down just shy of the 10. Give him 14 on that one. First down, Buffalo.
Another Bills, first down. First and 10 at the 11-yard line.
On the zone read, a handoff here to Cook. And good, hard running there. He'll push his way forward, gain of about 5.
5-yard line. It's a pickup of 6. Brings up second and 4.
They'll look to throw. Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him.
That last sack is exactly why defensive coaches preach over and over. Just play the next down. Just continue to make them snap the ball again. You're one big defensive play from changing everything about this drive. And what once looked like a promising drive, following that sack, looks a little bit different now.
That one's broken up in the end zone. It's incomplete. What great work just to get those hands up there. And now it's fourth down. Tyler Bass on to try the field goal. Officially a 29-yard attempt. 3 for 3 in the game, as this one is also good. And the Bills are able to put up 3 and cut into the lead.
It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through, and they get 3.
And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. The Ravens offense and running back Keaton Mitchell set to go once more. And he has been a tough guy to contain all season long, as reflected in those numbers that you see there. They'll start this on the ground with Mitchell. And he's going to have a Ravens first down as he gets this up to the 40-yard line.
Baltimore, first down. First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Play action now. It's McCarthy. Oh, in trouble, and down he goes.
And now we're seeing the game kind of go back and forth. Each team trading blows, trying to establish control over the other. Nice chunk play on the previous play. The defense responds back with a sack, and we'll see which team can establish a little bit more of this control as the game unfolds.
And it'll be taken down after a gain of 9, and third down coming up.
That's a gain of 9. Brings up third and 7.
Working out of the shotgun, under pressure, and down he goes. They got him.
These pass rushers, they love these situations where they can just pin their ears back and go after the quarterback. They knew they had a chance to put an end to this drive, and they didn't let it go to waste.
A fair catch signaled, and they'll have it just outside their own 20. James James Cook and the rest of this Buffalo offense head back out. They're in need of points in a big way as they set out on 1st and 10. On play action, he'll set up to throw. He'll air one out for Palmer. That'll be batted away. Incomplete. Coverage very strong defensively. It's 2nd down. And that's going to wind up incomplete.
The biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. At sometimes, he's highly accurate and efficient, but at others, he just misses too many easy throws. Question is, are they going to be able to overcome this quarterback inconsistency and pull this game out?
It's 4th down.
And he's going to make a fair catch just beyond his own 40-yard line. The Ravens offense and running back Keaton Mitchell set to go once more. And as you take a look at the numbers, you have to imagine he was the topic of conversation in that locker room at halftime. They got to find a way to slow him down. Nothing they've done has worked so far. And he'll be marked down at the 45-yard line. 13 yards to start that drive. And a quick 1st down.
That's good for a Baltimore 1st down. A gain of 13 yards.
Give up the middle for Mitchell. Modest gain. Maybe 2 yards. It's 2nd down.
Taken down at the 43.
The shotgun. It's a throw from McCarthy. He takes off. 10 yards on the scramble there. And he picks up the 1st down. Here's 1st and 10. Be forced out of bounds, just a couple of yards short of the 1st down. That's a pickup of 8. Off the bootleg. It's picked up by one of his teammates.
And they should consider themselves lucky. You can't let a pass rusher through that quickly and not expect there to be consequences. Fortunately, they're at least able to fall on it.
This pass rush dialed in right now. They get him again. That's Greg Russo in there for the sack.
If they win this game, this pass rush is going to be a big reason why. Overstated.
3 for 3 in the game, as this one is also good. And the Ravens will extend their 3rd quarter lead.
I think at this point in the game, Mike, when you had things under control, not only were they able to hold on to the ball for a while, they still were able to manage to add 3 points.
And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. So now here comes the Buffalo offense heading back out onto the field. They'll start out 1st down and 10. to throw. The pass rush gets home, and he goes down. Mike Reed, he gets in for an important one from a personal standpoint, as that is sack number 100 in what has certainly been a terrific career to this point. Tremble comes in motion. So these teams trade field goals in the third as we come to the end of the quarter. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Now they'll set up to throw. He'll find his tight end, Tommy Tremble. And he's going to... up only a yard. Now it's third down.
2 yards. And it's third down.
Throwing now, it's McCarthy. And he's going to have the first down. They convert on third, and it sets up a first and goal.
First and goal at the 9-yard line.
They'll run with Mitchell. And he is planted backfield. Defenders crashing through. Blow up that play behind the line.
At the Bills' 13-yard line.
Throwing on second down is McCarthy. Taking off. And he will give himself up at the end of that one.
Great job in coverage here. Nowhere for the quarterback to go with the ball. He decides to tuck it and turn into a runner. They get to him quickly. Picks up a couple yards, but not enough now. Brings up third down.
We'll try and set up the tight end screen. And he's going nowhere. Met and dropped behind the line. And now it's fourth and goal.
Truth be told, the tight end probably would have been better off dropping that ball. But let's talk about this corner. Not only diagnosing the play, but being physical enough to bring the big tight end down for a loss.
The Ravens turn things over to their field goal unit. This, about as short as you can get. Another one through the uprights. He's 4 for 4 on the game. And the Ravens will extend their lead.
Yeah, he does a nice job handling that kick there, but I think offensively, you come back to the sideline and you're thinking, we have to find a way to finish these drives. I mean, to be in first and goal and settle for 3, that can be very deflating for an offense, settling for too many field goals.
The Bills' offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. Things not looking good. But see if we get the turnaround going here. They'll start this drive with first down. Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. That is incomplete. No way to force a football in there. Good coverage. It'll bring up second down.
Second and 10.
He'll look to throw. That one incomplete. Good job. Textbook there. Separating the man from the ball. And it'll bring up third down. Forced out wide. Carrying that ball loosely, and it is out. But it looks like the Bills are going to get it back. A fortunate break there.
Now, obviously, there's never a good time to fumble the ball. It's probably the thing that teams stress the most is ball security. But it makes it a little bit easier knowing that your own team was able to fall on top of it, and at least you can maintain possession.
Only need a yard, and it's fourth down. He'll try it now with Cook. And he's not going anywhere. Stuffed behind the line. They have turned it over on downs.
Is a turnover on downs.
The Ravens offense and running back Keaton Mitchell set to go once more. And they look to finish it off here in the fourth. This might just wash away what was a subpar performance a week ago. On first down, it's Mitchell. And he'll take this forward for about 3. It's second down.
He was tackled at the 27-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup. Second and 6.
Another run here with Mitchell. He'll manage only about 3, so it will bring up third down.
That's a gain of 3. Brings up third and 3.
From the gun, here's McCarthy. And that is incomplete.
So prior to that third down call, Mike, I thought they put themselves in a pretty good situation. At that down and distance, they had run and pass.
Give, it's Mitchell. And a nice run. He's got a first down tackle made right at the 35-yard line.